Hello everybody and welcome to episode 37 of Minecraft. In the last episode we got a lot of this done. This episode we're going to do the same thing we did last episode. Try to finish, or at least get a good chunk of this laid out here. Yeah. Let's see here. We should have a thing since I'm I'm so far ahead. Let's look at the news because, again, it'll be funny to look back on it and see what's going on. I'll try to stay away from political stuff. Beached whales. Okay. Apparently the oldest American who died at the age of 114. Former, oh goodness, messed up. Ten easy ways to slash calories. That sounds like clickbait. Why 5 members of the Patriots won't be going to the Hall of Fame, or White House. Oh, Hall of Fame. It's a little bit different. What else? What else is going on? Sorry, probably shouldn't be counting this against it. Oh well. MLS expansion city profile, Indianapolis. That would be kind of interesting because, okay, that's something we can talk about definitely. Especially since, again, that would be interesting though because, again, I live here in Lafayette, which is, if you didn't know, is right near Purdue. So if you want to kill me, that's where you go. Which I don't think anybody'd want to, but if you do, I mean, that's that. I can't stop you, I guess, in a way. Anyway, joking. A lot of people around here do like soccer, which is funny. Well, I mean, it's one of those things, especially like Lafayette, most places like India, I love it. I don't know, they already have the Indy 11 thing. I don't know how good is soccer. Like, that's like a minor league soccer thing. I don't know how that works, something like that. I don't know. All I know is that at McDonald's we sometimes have the stupid things where it's like, oh, if you present this, or something like that, or it's like, oh, if you present something, you get a coupon or something. Present a ticket from the Indy 11, you get a McDonald's coupon, or if you present a McDonald's thing, you get a coupon in the game. I don't know. I'd assume it's the other way around. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'd assume it's the other way around. That wouldn't make any sense. But anyway, yeah, Indianapolis for a possible MLS team. That wouldn't be the worst. I mean, that would be definitely. That would be interesting. ACC, and it's yeah, that is good. Right now, I don't even know about that. That's going to be insane, especially when, you know, how many teams the ACC is going to get into the tournament this year is going to be insane. Again, you guys probably already know the field because this is probably getting close to Selection Sunday. I'll make a video. You guys, I may have already made it, so you guys already know about it, but I'll definitely make a video in which I fill out my bracket. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we'll find a way. I'll probably just set up my phone or something and write down the names of the teams. And probably have to split it into 2 videos, but I'll put them out 2 days out, you know, Sunday and Monday after the tournament, after the field is announced, because, you know, I have nothing else to do. I enjoy Selection Sunday, you know, just sitting back and watching, because usually the Big Ten Championships that day. So, you know, it's a good day, just sit down and watch some basketball, watch the last few basketball games, conference tournaments ends, and then you get to sit down and figure out where your team is, you know, if your team's in there. Which, since I'm a Purdue fan, they most of the time make it. Obviously, they had a stretch where they didn't, but I don't know. Lately, they have been making it, so that's good. I don't know. It's not like I'm not used to my teams losing. We have Cubs, Colts, Purdue, Indiana Pacers fans, so I'm used to the losing. That's the thing. I don't know. I guess maybe that's a good topic to talk about, bandwagon fans. I just don't get it. It's like if you're a bandwagoner, how is it any fun? Like, oh yeah, I'm a Warriors fan this year. You know, I just don't understand how that's fun. Like, there's no. I don't get how that's rewarding. if you're constantly changing teams and constantly a fan of something else new, like, I mean, I will say this, I have a lot of respect for LeBron and stuff like that, and I kind of root for him, but I wouldn't say, like, I sit there and say, well, I'm a Cavs fan, you know, oh, I'm a Heat fan, all this. No, I mean, like, I'll root for him in the playoffs, but when it comes down to it, I'll root for him when they're, you know, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and say I'm a diehard Cavs fan when I'm just really a LeBron fan. Or, you know, when the Cubs start losing, it doesn't mean I, you know, watch them any less. Usually I watch them more because it's a lot easier to watch them when they lose because they're on the... I don't know, the Cubs are an easy team to watch, though, especially, like, I don't know, it's kind of funny because they're a daytime team. You know, they don't play a ton of night games. They play a lot during the day, and they're one of the few teams that, you know, so it's nice to have that on middle of the summer. That's your Friday afternoon game at Wrigley. Nothing like it. I don't know. I'll definitely say I don't know, but I mean, like, I expect LeBron, but I would never, if the Pacers are playing him, I'd never root for him, and that's going on. But you know, I definitely have my teams I'm loyal to. That's for sure, and I do not stray from that often. You know, I don't root against them in any way, even when draft picks are on the line. I don't know. I never have gotten that whole tanking strategy. It just doesn't. I mean, I get it. It's kind of working in Philadelphia, but at the same point, it's just like, why would you do that? I mean, I get it if they're going to stockpile talent, but like even the 76ers have traded all out of it off. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So, KK, if you're going to hoard talent, then why aren't you keeping all of it? Sometimes they'll trade off somebody, and it's like, what are they doing? I don't know. We're getting a nice little, definitely a nice little start on this, so that's good. How much time do we have left? So, anyway, that went really quick. What else? Remains perfect with win at St. Mary's. Oh, that pick or something. You have to play St. Mary's again? That's going to be a good game. At 8:15, I don't know who's going to win that game. You guys know. He wants to call the shots with Lakers. Yeah, the Lakers know it. Endorses Charles Oakley for president. Colin Kaepernick. I don't know, like, again, this isn't going to be a political discussion because I don't go into that stuff, but like as a player, he's just not that good anymore. Like, I mean, like, I don't, again, we're not going to get into that other, you know, all the other stuff he's been into lately, but, you know, it's just like, as a player, he's just not that good. I mean, as a player, I would get rid of him. I mean, it has nothing to do with anything he does, because, you know, yeah, and I'm not going to get into that, you know, I'm not going to sit there and, I don't know, I just don't like people that confuse opinions with, I'm going to make you listen to my point, which, I mean, make you have the same opinion I do, you know, I don't like that. This country's, you know, I think that a lot of it is turning into that, which I don't really like, you know. I guess that is a political thing, but at the same point, I don't think anybody has any objections to that. I mean, nobody wants somebody else's beliefs shoved down their throat. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to, so. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean protesting's bad, but I'm just saying if somebody doesn't like what you say, you don't have to sit there and argue with them for an hour and try to get them to believe it. You know, they have the right to their opinion as you have yours, so just leave it alone. Talk about something else. But anyway, back to what I was saying. You know, as a player, I don't know. It just didn't look that good. It had nothing to do with anything else. Just, ugh. I mean, he only went, won one game as a starter? I mean, that alone, he started, like, I don't know. I forget how many games he started, but I forget who he beat. It was the Dolphins. I don't remember. Might have been the Dolphins. They definitely played the Dolphins. to look that up sometime, figure out who. But yeah, I don't know. When it comes to quarterbacks in the NFL, I don't know. It's like I was seeing a whole thing on where Tony Romo could go the other day or last night because I was looking at that, and they had this interactive thing where you could like scroll down and it put different uniforms on them. Funny because I made a joke thing about it, and I put the Bears helmet on the Browns jersey. I'm like, oh, no wonder Chicago can't win anymore. As a joke. I'm a Colts fan, so I like to joke around. Even though the Colts and the Bears really aren't rivals, I'd say. I mean, they did play in the Super Bowl one year, which was a lot of fun for around here. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of fun. Because around here, you have both fan bases very prevalent. You have a lot of Bears fans and a lot of Colts fans, so it's like, yeah, it's gonna happen. I don't know. I it was one of those games where especially like one of those times where you're like, yeah. Like I thought the Colts were gonna win the Super Bowl. Obviously, I had a bias, but I looked at it as in like the things that got the Bears there. I think they kind of went away from a lot in the playoffs, and I think in the playoffs they got some things to go right for them. Like they played the Saints on a really wet day and stuff like that. And I think that was the NFC Championship. The Saints and the Bears or something like that. That was definitely a playoff game. I forget it. Yeah, because I think they played the Seahawks in the second when they played. I think they played the Seahawks again their first game, and then yeah, I want to say that's what it was, something like that. But anyway, yeah, it was something like that definitely. But and then they played the Saints, and that game was just a messed up game because of all the weather and there's the dome team, so they got lucky there. And then once they play Indy, who is a dome team, but at the same time, the thing about it is the Saints play in the AFC South, so a lot of their opponents, like the Panthers and the Buccaneers, and the Falcons. The Falcons play in a dome. Carolina, gets cold in the winter, but not as cold as Chicago does with the rain. And then obviously Tampa Bay is Florida, so it doesn't get that bad. And then plus, they play. I think, that's. Okay, like the Colts, they have to play at Indy. They do play in the AFC South, but they do play at Tennessee, which is a little bit colder. I don't know. I guess really that kind of cancels itself out, doesn't it? No, it doesn't, because I was comparing the Bears and the Saints. No, it doesn't, because the Bears obviously, well, I don't know. I guess the Colts just had more cold weather games that year. We played at New England, and it was colder. I think they played at New England that year. They had a road playoff game, too. They had to go at Baltimore, which obviously was not a very warm game, most likely. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what the weather is like. All I remember is that it was raining Adam Vinatieri field goals. I think it was like 15 to something like that. But Vinatieri, didn't actually... Vinatieri got all the points. Oh well. When you have that guy, you really don't... he's getting all the points, he really cares. That's, I think, another thing that hurt them a lot in that Super Bowl when they played the Saints. Colts, I think, without Vinatieri, I think it was one of those things where he had Matt Stover, who, was one of the best... was a good kicker, but he's not Adam Vinatieri. He's not as, I think he's on the all-time scoring list, Stover. But, like, he's pretty high up there, but... At the same point, it was just, you didn't have your clutch kicker, and I think that actually hurt him a lot, because if you remember correctly, they did miss a field goal in the Super Bowl that year that was kind of, a gimme. And I think that, did have a huge impact. Because I can't remember, when Peyton threw that interception, and they returned it back, were they down like 3, or were they down like 7? I can't remember. No matter what, it would have made it a little less, of a dire situation. If they're down 3, if they're tied or only down 4, it's like, we'll go down the field and run the whole clock. When you're down 7, at that point, it's like, you want to do that, run the clock, but at the same point, you want to make sure you score because, and you do, just in case, something happens, you want to have another chance at it. Well, there's almost like 4 minutes left to go in that game, though, when he did that. Let me look it up. What was the final? That game. What was it? Super Bowl 47? Oh, I misspelled Super Bowl badly. 47, I believe it was. No, it was not 47. It was 46. Was it 44? That was 44. Yeah, it was 44. Wow, I was way off on that one. What's the final? Halftime shows the Hoots. Yeah, 31-17. They were down. What was the score? They scored 15 in the second half, so I'm assuming, or in the second quarter, or in the fourth quarter, which would make sense because they probably went for 2 after. Look. Who cares? Wow, the Colts franchise is playing its 4th Super Bowl, of which were played in Miami. That's something I didn't know about. When does Hard Rock Stadium host a Super Bowl anytime soon? Hope so. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well. What's the timer at? Oh, 30 minutes. See, I remember that, and I guess it was at some point. I don't know, but I thought it was. Never mind. But I mean, still, 3 points in that situation changes things a lot in what you do. That onside kick, though, was just a disaster. There's no reason they shouldn't have gotten that. The Colts. I mean, obviously the Saints made a good play getting it. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and bash them for that. The only thing I bashed the Saints for that whole thing was the fact that they were that whole NFC Championship game against Brett Favre. I was, especially after that came out, it was like, what? That's just not even right. I mean, the fact that they can put... I mean, I get it. You do want to knock Brett Favre out of the game, but to put a bounty on his head for it, that's just completely not... That's just no longer the NFL. I mean, that's just not football anymore, in my opinion. That's just wanting to hurt somebody intentionally, and that's not the goal of football. Yeah, sure, you maybe want to rough him up a little bit, but at the end of the day, you want him to be able to walk off the field and go home to his family okay, You don't want them to have to... So, because... I mean, like, as a defensive player, there's a lot of things that could happen to them, too. I mean, you go to tackle the guy and your leg bends weird, stuff like that, or, offensive line make dirty plays and stuff like that. You don't want that to happen to you, so why would you want to do that to, their quarterback? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my opinion. But that's just what I think of that whole situation. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, that's just losing the integrity of the game, which, is, I would say, a problem nowadays. Sometimes people do that stuff, and that's what they technically got Brady for with the flight thing, which I think was stupid. But again, as a Colts fan, I felt you could have used golf balls, and that game would have turned out, and the game wouldn't have turned out any different. I think that night the Patriots were just better, and nothing to do with footballs. Believe me, if the footballs were underinflated, there was a lot of drop passes the Colts had, and I don't think if the balls were underinflated, they most certainly wouldn't have had that much of an issue. I meant like I shouldn't say that because it happened, but I don't think that was the issue there. I think the story of the issue was they just were not. I don't know. It just felt like they were there a year too soon, and then after all this that's happened with Andrew Luck and everything getting hurt, I think it's weird. So this really did a little bit of damage. We took 2 episodes putting it all in, which is also caused by me trying to, think of things to talk about. But that's part of this. It's kind of a vlog at this point. So episode 37 of Minecraft is completed. Man, we're chugging right through here. So the next one, we'll go do some more lumberjacking. As water bottle falls on the floor. We'll do that, then we'll probably, again, try to get this done. We'll probably have to do something different sometime, but I enjoy this build, and honestly, we're having fun, and again, this isn't more about it's not about, this series is more about me talking and stuff like that. The game's just the background and the medium in which it gives me a chance to do something, so, yeah. Man, look at this. I wish it was a little different, but that looks good. I think it'll look good when you have more lighting around too. But anyway, as I believe we have 7 seconds left to go on the timer, episode 37 of Minecraft. So far, we're doing pretty good. We're almost out of birch trees, which is going to be a problem. But anyway, guys, Tyler with episode 37 of Minecraft, and we'll see you next one. Bye.